What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to the greatest gaming podcast on the internet, the One Up Gamescast. I am one of your hosts, Carl Sinclair, joined as always by my brother from another mother, the man with the plan, Master Cheeks in the sheets, Master Chief in the streets, Jack Gibb. How you doing, brother?
I hate how good you get at saying that. not too bad. It's been a hectic one. I'm a bit behind on news, a bit behind on games, but I am here to learn from you.
Well, mate, we've got a couple of news stories to hit up, and then we're going to be talking about the Nintendo Direct that just happened. Oh my goodness, is it a good one? Is it a good one? But before we get into...
This time, last podcast, we didn't know there was going to be...
That's right. There was that rumored one for the 18th, which ended up being true, which is like crazy. Like, oh man, sometimes, right? Because I'm all up in like those gaming rumor Reddits and all that sort of stuff. And I swear to God, like a lot of the times I'm sort of just like, how many of these guys just like hazard a guess? Do you know what I mean? Like, how many times do they just go, I'm just going to guess the 18th, and if it ends up happening, then I get credibility. Yeah, exactly. It's like, this will make you credible. But if, like, it doesn't happen, you always get my sources told me that the date has actually moved. It was originally supposed to be the 18th. You know what I mean? Yeah. In the back of my mind, I'm like, maybe I start spreading some of this bullshit online. Maybe I'll get some credibility. You know what I mean? It's mental. No, I'm a good person. I never do that. Oh man, if the Terra Nova game happens, you can have all the credit. I would never take no credit for no Terra Nova game.
Right. I think it would be faster for me to go learn how to make a game and then
I'd play a Jack Terra Nova game. I reckon you do a good job. You do a very good job.
I mean, I think the premise for the game would be good, but yeah, I'll have to learn how to code, do artwork, voice. So it's a lot for a solo man. Anyway, let's digress.
All right, let's get into some of the news, okay? Before we get into the Nintendo Direct, what now I am officially calling the ending of Summer Games. Gamescom news has already started dropping. So I'm over on Press Start at the moment. That's where we're going to pull these from. I'm just going to go through the articles. So basically, PlayStation have confirmed that they will not be attending Gamescom this year. And the article reads, while not E3 Summer Games Fest season, pretty well done and dusted after yesterday's stacked Nintendo Direct, eyes are already beginning to turn to the next Jeff Keighley adjacent event, Gamescom. Gamescom was a thing before Jeff Keighley. I'm getting really sick and tired of him being like... I'm not getting into Jeff Keighley again. You don't know last week. Coming up in just a couple of months at the beginning of August, in August 21st to be precise, Gamescom will not only feature halls and halls of hands-on demos. Okay, that's written weird. There's panels, there's activities, there's hands-on demos. It's a good time. It's happening in Cologne, Germany, but it always kicks off with Keighley's opening night live showcase. And although it just featured, man, this is really weird.
Did we have a Gamescom opening night live last year?
Yeah, I think we did. I don't think it was good. Yeah, I don't think it was good. I think that's why you're like, did we have one? Yeah, well, I don't think it was good. And although it just featured one of his brand new announcements, Lego Horizon Adventures at Jeff's Summer Game Fest, it looks like we might not see PlayStation Shop at Gamescom or Opening Night Live. German website Games Witchcraft has reported a statement from Sony Interactive Entertainment confirming that it has no plans to exhibit at this year's event, effectively ruling PlayStation out of the picture unless it decides to take part in some other way, the sponsorship or some of the marketing activity around the event. The company simply said Sony Interactive currently has no plans to exhibit at Gamescom 2024. PlayStation also skipped Gamescom last year, although in 2022 it debuted the DualSense Edge controller during Opening Night Live showcase. Nintendo's already confirmed it won't be at the event for 2024, and there's some stuff here about Xbox, but we're going to move over to the next article. That is, Xbox and Blizzard have confirmed that their Gamescom, they'll be at Gamescom 2024 with their biggest booth yet. Xbox, along with one of its high-profile owned studios, Blizzard, have confirmed it will be in attendance at Gamescom 2024, following the news that neither Nintendo or PlayStation would be at the show. The company revealed this news via a post on X, confirming that it'll be bringing its biggest booth yet to the events this year, which runs from August 21st to August 25th. Attendees can expect to see Age of Mythology Retold, Avowed, Ara History Untold, Diablo 4 Vessel of Hatred, Diablo Immortal, The Elder Scrolls Online, Fallout 76, Towerborn, and World of Warcraft The War Within, though many more titles are reported to come. Blizzard Entertainment says it will have a robust footprint alongside other Xbox studios at the Xbox booth. We're incredibly excited to bring Warcraft, Diablo, and Overwatch to our European community at Gamescom, said Johanna Faris, president of Blizzard Entertainment, in a statement. It's wonderful to be able to travel to Cologne alongside some of our talented developers so that we can gather with people and celebrate special connections that continue to be forged within our universes together. German website Games Wirtschaft. Sorry, I'm trying to get that Wirtschaft name right because it looks like witchcraft, but I know it's Wirtschaft, so I'm trying to get that right. Reported a statement recently, Sony would not be there, Nintendo's already said they're not going to be there, last year's opening night live showcase wasn't a huge show for brand new announcements, but it did bring some pretty cool, exciting looks at upcoming titles such as Starfield, Alan Wake 2, Assassin's Creed Mirage, Tekken 8, Cyberpunk 2077, and Cyberpunk 2077 Phantom Liberty, to name a few. Yeah, last year's wasn't too great. I don't even remember what the one more thing was, but it wasn't. It was one of those one more things that we already knew about because it had leaked. So yeah, Gamescom is looking stacked for Xbox, which sort of lends to the statements from like Paris Lily and people like that saying that like, yo, they had a lot more they could have shown at Summer Games, but it looks like they're saving it all for Gamescom.
I hope they take something to Gamescom. Look, reason number one, I'm selfish. I would love more announcements than that. Of course, Terra Nova Game bring it that. But I think from a business point of view, there's some momentum behind the brand for not the first time in a while, but I feel like there's momentum behind the brand for people that don't own a console for the first time in a long time. You know what I mean? Like, I still don't think they've given us enough. I still don't think they've revealed enough for a PlayStation person to really go and make that purchase. But I think they're thinking about it or keeping an eye on it. You know what I mean? So I think, games like Indiana Jones are going to be probably quite pivotal in that conversation. But if you come to Gamescom and you show off a Contraband or something that's been in the pipe for a while, assuming it's a good game. I mean, this is always assuming these are good games. Like, Contraband can be a pile of shit for all we know. But, if you could just reveal or re-update or reintroduce one or two games at Gamescom, doesn't have to be a lot. And if one of, you know what I mean? Just keep that sort of conversation going, and then, same thing at the Game Awards, one or two games, and then you got the developer direct. Like, I think we might actually be starting to get into a bit of a cycle here that could, repeat itself. But, like we said last week or the week before, Xbox usually steps on a rake around in August, so we'll just see how.
Yeah, let's hope Gamescom's not the rake.
I hope so. Like, I'm not expecting, as hyped as I was for the handheld or some other thoughts about E3, I don't think Gamescom's going to get that. But just one or two updates would be nice, just to keep us on chugging.
Yeah, I mean,
they're having a booth is cool.
Yeah, I could see the handheld being announced officially, because it's basically unofficially been announced. I can see the handheld being a thing, and all rumors are pointing.
Like, if it's coming out at the end of next year, I think the Game Awards feels better. If it's coming out middle of next year, then yeah.
Well, there's rumors that State of Decay is looking at a mid-year release next year. All rumors are pointing towards that. They've been aiming for 2025. Yep. So.
They put a year on the end of that, did they?
Nope. No, they're aiming for mid 2025, and there was some chatter online saying that we got a trailer there to sort of hype us up, and then they're gonna have some sort of there's some sort of deadline that's they're gonna meet before Gamescom that's gonna decide like whether or not Gamescom isn't the linchpin there. It's literally a date that has been set that after this, is 2025 possible? Like, do you need more time? How much more time do you need, sort of thing? But they have been aiming for mid next year. So from what's being,
they don't want to delay the game. They'll delay it internally, but not externally.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so from like this guy online, his source, he's like literally, it's like if they're gonna hit that mid 2025, we should expect to see it at Gamescom. That is where they're gonna start their sort of like boom, sort of okay, here it is, sort of thing. Yeah, that'd be cool. And the trailer at Summer Games was to remind us that the game existed and to let us know that, yes, it is still coming. But yeah, apparently they've been aiming for mid 2025 for a release.
Yeah, cool, okay. Out of every Xbox game, I'm just trying to rack the brain here. I'm pretty sure this is how I feel. Out of every single Xbox game, that would be the most exciting launch title for a handheld.
State of Decay.
Yeah. Because I feel like if that game follows State of SFK 1 and 2, you know, the more time you put into that game, the bigger the community you build. Like, you know what I mean? Having that on the go, that'd be great. Whereas like Fable, I think that's something I want to sit down on the couch and play.
Mm. Yeah.
Playing that with brain.
Well, it's like I think this handheld's going to change everything, and I think that's why we didn't even hear about like not even a blog post about a Games Pass restructure, because I think that restructure comes with this handheld, and I think that's where we're also going to see a lot of like they're talking a lot about like back compat and all that sort of stuff, and I feel like that's going to be an angle they're going to pull with this machine. You know what I mean? Like all these back compat games are. Yeah, playable on the handheld now.
And then I think we've already discussed this on the show, but if the Xbox starts doing A, reference devices, and B, has 2 tiers of them, whereas in, hey, this game runs on all Xbox platforms, hey, this game doesn't run on handheld Xbox platforms. If they start doing that as well, Game Pass may change to reflect that. As it might be a handheld version of Game Pass where it only has the games that are compatible with the device.
Yeah.
Which would then give them that opportunity to restructure the higher end as well. I don't personally want to restructure, but I think the gaming community seems ready for it.
Yeah, I think like the general consensus is it's coming. You know what I mean? I think in a way that's where like leaks and stuff like that can be beneficial. Is like even if it turns out to be bullshit, you know what I mean? Like at least people are now ready for that. You know, it's not something that's just going to drop. It's going to drop and people will be like, well, it did leak. You know what I mean? Like I think it takes a little bit of heat off.
Just whatever decision they make with the restructure, I just hope they don't make anything worse. As in, you know, like Game Pass Ultimate, right? Let's say there's a more expensive version. I want to start getting the Vault Edition of Call of Duty. You know what I mean? Like it's not that I want you to lock out Call of Duty or Gears or whatever to the higher tier. I want you to lock out the collector's edition, maybe. Like make it so I want to jump higher, not hey, you've got to jump higher because we bought Activision.
Well, I mean, not even that. Like,
go back to the old days and just pay for COD.
Make the money worth it. You know what I mean? It's a lot of money a month for a service, but if I'm getting access,
$19 for us?
yeah, $20. Yeah. Well, it's like $20 for us, and like it's like $21, $22 for PlayStation Deluxe. You know what I mean? It's like it's not a small amount of money every month, you know. But if there is that sort of like, hey, if I can just pay for this month and not have to spend $160 on a Vault Edition of Call of Duty, that makes it worth it. Even if it's just for that month, it's still money in the pocket of Xbox. And a lot of people forget. That's how they make money. People subscribe and they forget.
Yeah, absolutely. And there's already many months a year I don't think Game Pass is worth it for me.
Yeah.
Maybe a couple of months where I don't play it a lot or nothing really comes out. That's not a criticism of the service. Like, you know, you can't have a banging game every month just for Jack. So I'm happy to keep paying all year round. I got no problem with that. But I don't, if the value takes a step backwards, I think that would be quite hurtful for it. I think it's, you know, I think a lot of people, myself included, have subscribed on a promise and have subscribed during the quieter years. We deserve some love on the good years without a price hike. So you got to up that value with the price, I think.
100%. Give us the goddamn handheld. That's all we want.
Oh, mate. I'm just started thinking about it. Like this is I wanted this device as a PSP. You know what I mean? It's not because I wanted something better than the PSP. Not at all. It's that I wanted to play Halo and shit on the PSP. Like you know what I mean? It's got no criticism of what anyone else has done with the handheld. It's just that I haven't been able to play a few of those games that I treasure on a handheld. You know. Unfortunately, now I don't go as many places, so I'll survive.
Yeah, dude, man, I'll be there day one. I'm very excited. Okay.
I was there for day one Vita. I want you to know.
My guy. Long live the Vita. We miss it. Bring it back. PlayStation's got to be working on a handheld. What am I saying? If Xbox is, PlayStation is. That's just how these two guys work. You know what I mean? If one's working on it, the other's definitely working on it.
Yeah, and now that they look like they might be able to release the same game on both platforms more readily, like the value's there, like now it feels like the time to have another go.
I agree. Well, mate. Oh, mate. There was a Nintendo Direct. The long-awaited Nintendo Direct on the 18th. It actually happened. The mystics were correct. The guy who randomly guessed the date and pretended he had a source was right. We got the Direct, and oh my goodness, like, was it a Direct? And I like how direct Nintendo was as well in their tweet, clearly saying, hey guys, there's a direct coming. We will be talking about the stuff coming out in the later half of this year, and the Switch 2 will not be there. I'm sorry, the Switch successor will not be there. It's like, okay, cool. Because that's obviously going to be called the Super Nintendo Switch. We already know this.
I can't, like... Yeah, because they've actually announced that the successor's coming, haven't they? They've actually said, hey, there is one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the big difference, whereas Xbox hasn't actually said there's a handheld.
No. Yeah, no.
So if they put up a tweet saying that we know handheld at the conference, that says a lot without saying much. Yeah, okay, so there's... Yeah, all right. Cool. But Kyle, I didn't watch the Direct, but I believe there was something in there that isn't coming out this year.
There's a few things in there that is not coming out this year, which is actually insane. They fucking lied. they lied straight out the gate. Yeah, there was a few things that aren't coming out this year, but the stuff that is, oh, mate, they opened so strong. Like, so I avoided social media all day. I avoided the whole thing. The only thing I seen, right? It was so crazy. I got sent like a meme on Twitter, and I was like, oh, the boys will love this. So I sent it to you guys, and then I clicked the home button, and there was just an article that just said everything announced at Nintendo Direct. I was so like, and it was just a picture of like generic Mario. You know what I mean? Normally the articles, like, they have the picture of like the big thing that was there. So I got the hell out. So for the whole day in the back of my mind, I'm like, do those motherfuckers show Odyssey 2? Like, did I go to bed so I would be okay for work in the morning? Did I miss out on an Odyssey 2? Like, I'm like, no. I need to just put it to the back of my mind. And then I get a message from someone, and all they said to me was, have you watched it yet? And I said, what? They're like, the Direct, have you watched it yet? I'm like, no. And then I'm like, I'm gonna record my video when I get home. They're like, okay, just so you know, you're gonna cry. So then for the rest of the day, I'm like, what the fuck is gonna make me cry? Like, I was like, I didn't know what. And you wanna know something even more crazy? So many things in this Direct could have made me cry. So I don't actually know what they thought it was that was going to make me cry. I know now, but like, it was like, I did not know what they thought, because I got to the end and I'm like, what the hell was the thing that was going to make me cry? There was like 3 things in here that was going to send me wild. And the first thing, mate, the first thing they showed, they opened so strong. The first thing that sent me wild was we are getting a brand new Mario and Luigi game. Mario and Luigi Brothership. It's like have you ever played a Mario Luigi game? Like the RPG Mario?
Nah, I didn't really know it was the thing.
They're on DS. They were fucking brilliant, mate. And we are getting a Switch Mario and Luigi game called Brothership. There's a ship. They're on it. They're going to different islands and stuff. It looks amazing. Hey?
It's an original game.
Yes. It's not like a remake or anything like that. It's the next one in this series. To put it in perspective, this is the first one in 9 years. I think the last one was like 2015.
Oh, no wonder I haven't fucking thought about it.
9 years we've been waiting for another one of these. I've seen people online. I think it was like half an hour after the Direct got announced that were like, if a Mario and Luigi game gets announced tomorrow, it's like, I will eat my fucking remote. It was like, if it gets announced tomorrow, I will propose to my wife. I see one of them. I was like, I'll propose to my girlfriend. And I was like, that's crazy, dude. That's mental. So someone out there, well, there's a lady out there that's very happy right now and doesn't know why she got that proposal, but I'm glad she did. So it's coming in November. It's coming November 7th. And I implore you, mate, if you watch, there are 3 trailers I need you to watch from this Direct, and that's one of them, because it's like, it gives off like Mario, like Super Mario RPG vibes, but it's got this awesome, like, you just look at the art style and you just instantly think like, you go back to like 2008, 2009 Nintendo DS times, and it's like, oh, simpler times. It's been a long time between tangos with the Mario, Luigi franchise, so I'm happy that's back. Very excited. And then after that, we got another trailer for the Nintendo World Championship NES edition. That's coming on July 18th. Still looks great. And then we got, so get this, right? I had on here on my predictions, random anime game. Mate, we got it. We got and it's like even more random than I thought it would be. So there's an anime. It was a big deal when it was going on, but the manga's ended, the anime's ended, and my interest in it had ended. I haven't thought about this. We're just getting a random Fairy Tail game, and it's literally called Fairy Tail 2. So there's a Fairy Tail 1 out there that I say that, but I reckon if I looked on my shelf, it's up there. Do you know what I mean? After the podcast, I'm going to go have a look. I bet you it's on that shelf. I'm actually going to look. If it's up there, I'm going to be so mad at myself because I must have bought it with the intention of like, oh, Fairy Tail, sweet, I'll play it. Got home and gone.
Well, let me know. I'll put it in the description of the episode.
I'll check straight away. But yeah, we got to look at Fairy Tail 2. Look, it looks good. Like third-person action RPG. Looks really cool. There's not much more I can say about it. Like, Fairy Tail is one of those, like, I thought we were going to get a Bleach game. Like, I was like, yo, we're going to get a Bleach game. It's going to be exclusive to Nintendo. But everyone's like, oh, man, Bleach is too mature. I'm like, yeah, but, like, I think the only anime games that get fanfare on the big consoles now are, like, the original, like, oh, it's not even the original. These are the big three, like Dragon Ball, Naruto, and One Piece. They're the only ones getting trailers at these conferences and shit. You know what I mean? They're the only ones. But yeah, then we got to look at Fantasian Neo Dimension. That's coming holiday 2024. Then Nintendo Switch Sports is getting a free update in the summer. And this made me laugh because I think it was today, I just seen a really good, like just the memes, right? There's like these things where it was like, there's a meme of this guy where he looks, the door opens and he goes, oh my God, I thought you were dead. And then it goes to the door and it's a copy of Nintendo Switch Sports and it's like, I thought I was dead too. It's like, yeah, it's like, so good to see sports, you know, it's getting a new sport. It's getting basketball and it actually looks really cool. It's like 2v2 and then there's like 3-point shootout. It takes advantage of online. Really cool. Got to look at,
you can play online, like you and I could verse each other in Nintendo Switch Sports.
Yep.
Huh.
Yeah.
One day.
Yeah, it's like it's one of those things where it's like I think people forget you can do that because when you think of like a Nintendo sports game, you think of everybody in the room trying to figure out. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. It's like we're in there, we're just trying to figure out how to tell my mom that like Jeremy didn't have his wrist strap on and now the TV's fucked. You know what I mean? Like that's what we remember about Nintendo sports. Wear your wrist strap, people. It's what it's there for, okay?
My memory of the Nintendo Switch Sports was, I can't remember the memory exactly, but it's like Dad turning on the plasma TV and me noticing the outline of like some of the UI of the game. I'm like,
oh, the burn-in? Oh, dude. Oh, my God.
Fucking plasma, Jesus Christ. Anyway.
Dude, for us, it was literally... I'm not going to say who it was. It was me. It was Mario Kart. I was like, I'm going to win this. I'm going to win this Grand Prix, but we have to go into town. So I just paused it, left the TV, came back and we like switched the channel. And fucking Mario and his kart are still on the TV. I'm like, oh no.
These presenters sitting in the cart reading out the news.
Dude, when my dad noticed, he was like, oh, well, we got to get a new TV. I'm like, no, we don't need a new TV. It's fine, it's fine. He was like, oh, man, we got to get a new TV. Dude, burn-in was a time, dude.
Get rid of it.
You know, kids don't even know, man. The shit we had to go through. Or like
I know money's not worth the same as it was back then, but that plasma was smaller than every TV in this house and cost more than every TV in this house combined.
Dude, 100%. Dude, kids don't even know. They can get away with so much shit these days. The most I could get away with when I was a kid was like, I'd hide the DS under my pillow. You know what I mean? Like, that's cool. But like, even if I was like playing the PS2, it's like 2 a.m, you know what I mean? Like, oh man, you know, I don't need to get up for school. My dad was like a fucking bloodhound. Like, I'd hit the freaking thing. And the problem with the tube TV is like, it's a 50-50 shot you're even going to get to play with the thing because when you press the button on it, it literally goes boom, and it's like as it like comes to life. So when you kill the thing, it goes whoop, and it's like shit, and I like run and jump. My dad would come in and he would be like fucking Jacques Clouseau, man. He'd have one hand on the screen and one hand at the back of the box, and he'd feel the warmth that it had been on, and he's like, I know you're awake, motherfucker. I'm like, no, I'm sorry, please. It was, oh man, those two TVs, man, you never get away with nothing. Oh, shit. Oh, great time. Great time. He's actually got that same TV. He's like, do you want this? I'm like, of course I want it. So I can play with my light gun games. I hope one day that... Dude, I hope one day my kids do that and I can walk in and do the warmth thing. You know what I mean? I get my moment to be like, you little shits. Oh, so good. But yeah, Nintendo Direct. We got to look at Disney Illusion Island is getting some DLC where you're basically, it's like a detective story. Hello Kitty Island Adventure is launching as a timed exclusive. I'm pretty sure Hello Kitty Island Adventure is coming out next year as a timed exclusive. We got to look at a sports game, not the one I wanted, but it's Looney Tunes Wacky World of Sports. I mean, it looks fine. It looks fine. It's just like, I'm pretty sure I say during my react, it's weird that we're getting this game like now, you know what I mean? And they didn't try to like bring out a Wacky World of Sports game when like the new Space Jam movie was coming out, because the game that they showcased the most in that trailer is basketball. So I feel like they're trying to get us on that sort of like Space Jam sort of feel, but weird, very weird. Among Us is getting an update. It's adding 3 new roles for the crew. We have a game called Farmagia, which okay, so honestly, don't give a shit. It's a freaking farming sim where you grow monsters and then the monsters fight, you know what I mean? It's one of those things where it's like, do I give a shit? Maybe. Some interesting things about this is, one, we have a fairy tale game in this direct, and we have Farmagia. Both characters were designed by the same person, so it looks like a fairy tale farming game, and it just threw me. Another thing is, I was not sure if this game was coming like west, so because it was during the Marvelous reaction, which is up on YouTube, go watch it. The Marvelous Game Showcase, where they showed Farmagia, but I was unsure if it was coming to us English speakers, and it is. This basically confirms it, because they really didn't confirm it. But yeah, it's like a farming sim where you grow monsters, and then you can do stuff like you can combine those monsters together that make like a big summon, so you're able to fight bosses and stuff like that. Cool concept. Don't know if I'll jump. I mean, I'll probably eventually jump in, but don't know if I'll jump in straight away. I think it'll be one of those games where it's like, yo, this is actually really fun. You should try it out. Okay, cool. But yeah, that's coming November 1st, so it's coming this year. Then we got to look at another prediction that I got right. I was like, Donkey Kong something. Well, guess what, ladies and gentlemen? Donkey Kong Country Returns HD. This is like one of the last games from the Wii U era that we didn't get ported. We're getting it. We're finally getting it. And it's like, I think it's better than Tropical Freeze, but people are going to disagree with me. And those people are wrong. So yeah, Donkey Kong Country Returns is coming. That's coming January 16th of next year. So I feel like they're like, hey, we're only showcasing games from the latter half of this year. I feel like what they should have said was, hey, we're only showcasing games that aren't coming out on the Switch 2 when it drops next year. But let's be honest, they are coming out on the Switch 2. We got a trailer for, okay, this is a mouthful, Dragon Quest 3 HD 2D Remake. And that's coming November 14th. And I'm very excited about it. A lot of people dropped there. So basically, they've got a whole bunch of content creators and people to come play it. And from everything people are saying, sick. And they also announced Dragon Quest 1 and 2 HD 2D remake. So they're also remaking Dragon Quest 1 and 2. Which makes sense. Because people love Dragon Quest. It's very popular in Japan. But I said it during the reacts. I'm like, it's interesting they chose 3 before 1 and 2. But I completely forgot that 3 takes place earlier in the timeline. So they're actually remaking these things in like chronological order as opposed to release order, which is very cool. So yeah, that's basically it's like the entire, so the first 3 follow one character. So this is his entire trilogy that will be told in one go. So I would assume when we get to other characters, you know, they might do some more, which would be cool. I'd love them to remake some of the DS ones because they're locked on the DS. And I am of the opinion, people are going to come for me, that like Sentinels of Starry Skies, it's like Dragon Quest 9 and stuff like that, they are the best in the series. So if we can get them off the DS, that would be awesome. We got a trailer for Funko Fusion, and the more I look at the game, the more I think cheap Lego knockoff, but I will try it. I will try it. That's coming to... Man. Oh, man. It just doesn't seem appealing. Like, I don't get it. I think there's a Funko game out there somewhere. This ain't it. You know what I mean? I think the Gears of War Funko Pop game looks a lot better than this, way more fun. It just looks like it's trying to emulate what the Lego games do, but there is a charm to Lego that the Funko does not have. You know what I mean? This is a game that if it came out like early in the Funko sort of craze, sure, everybody jump on it. But it's got to the point where it's like, hey, you remember that random character in the background of that movie you've never seen that came out in 1997? Yeah, we're going to make him into a Funko Pop, and then we're going to give him a variant that comes like, well, there's going to be one in every 6 boxes. And by the way, that variant is now worth $30,000. Like, cool. And like the character selection sort of gets shown, not appealing. It looks like a freaking shelf at EB Games. It just is not appealing.
It's like one of those games that's made by a team that don't really want to make it.
Dude, 100%. It was like I look at it and I'm like, you guys didn't get enough money, but you put every cent of it into this game. I'll give you that. Like, I don't want to play as Freddy Fazbear fighting a dinosaur in a tomb. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to do that. But I'll do it for a video. I think it'd be funny as hell. So yeah, it's coming September 13. Luigi's Mansion 2 HD. Got another trailer. Then we got to look at a brand new game called The New Denpa Men. Kind of reminded me of Pikmin, but like with Mii's in a way. Really weird. Then we got to look at Metal Slug Attack Reloaded. And guess what? It was available after the show. So I haven't played it yet, but my God, am I keen. It's like, you know what Metal Slug is?
Not really.
It's like a side scroller where you play as like soldiers, and the Metal Slug is the tank, and you know, you got to save prisoners of war and that sort of game.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Right.
This is a tower defense version of that. And it's got like online multiplayer and a whole bunch of cool shit. And it looks so good. And I'm like, man, this is going to sound terrible, and I don't mean it this way. I am going to play it on the Switch, but in my back of my mind, I'm like, man, I can't wait to try that multiplayer out on like PlayStation or Xbox, because like, oh, man, Nintendo multiplayer just does not work. But yeah, no, new tower defense Metal Slug.
Platforms, but
I'm gonna jump on that.
Attack Reloaded, right?
Yeah, Attack Reloaded. What else? Then we got. Let's go. Darkest Dungeon 2 got a trailer. And then we got to look at the Nintendo Switch Online. I was way off. My prediction was so much better than what we got. But a couple of the games I predicted were there. So that's cool. So we're getting 2 Game Boy games, and we're getting 2 Nintendo 64 games. Plus the Nintendo 64 got a new... So we now have the Nintendo 64 collection, and we also have the Nintendo 64 Mature 17 Plus collection. So they're adding more mature games to the yep. It's a brand new app on the Switch as well. You have to download a brand new app. But yeah, basically it's crazy. So basically for the Game Boy games, we're getting The Legend of Zelda: A Link to the Past, 4 Swords, and we are also getting which I predicted, and we're also getting a Metroid Zero Mission, which I predicted, and then we're getting Turok for the 64 game, and we are getting the original Perfect Dark 64, when they've added online multiplayer as to the Perfect Dark port of the game.
Yeah, right.
So that's cool. Then we got to look at a game called Phantom Brave: The Lost Hero, where you basically like, it's like a cute little anime game, and you have this phantom friend who can possess different objects, and you can use those objects for puzzles. You can use that stuff in combat. Pretty cool. Then, oh man, nipples were at full erection. We got to look at Marvel vs. Capcom Fighting Game Collection Arcade Classics. Oh my God. Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is free. It's free after being locked away from us for so long. Only available on ancient hardware. Finally, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is available for everyone to play once again. And it's going to also be on PlayStation, not coming to Xbox. Weird choice. But yeah, it's coming.
What was it locked on to? Number 2.
Oh, like original arcade machines, or like super old consoles. Right,
okay.
Like it's been locked for a while, like old consoles. But we got it back. Let's go wild. Like to put in perspective, Marvel vs. Capcom 2 is like so beloved by not just like Marvel fans or Capcom fans, but fighting game fans in general, and like to the point where I won't spoil too much because you haven't seen X-Men 97 yet, have you? No. X-Men 97 make references to this game. Like that's how beloved this shit is, and it's finally available. Plus a whole bunch of other games like the Punisher NES games on there, and like everything, like the old beat 'em ups. Like very excited, very cool. And they know how to do a collection because it's got like concept art. You can listen to every piece of music that's in all these games. They got the whole thing. They're all over it. Then we got to look at another game that I predicted, but it has a different name. We're getting a new Super Mario Party, and this one's called Super Mario Party Jamboree, and that is coming out October 17th. So get ready to hate everybody because it's a new Mario Party.
Yeah, I fucking hate that game.
Then, this is when a single tear went down my face. We got to look at The Legend of Zelda: Echoes of Wisdom. In that freaking adorable art style for the, like, they remade, I think it was A Link to the Past. You remember in that little chibi art style?
Yeah.
Well, we're basically getting another one just like that. And it's not a remake. They've literally said, hey, this is the next Legend of Zelda game. Like, this is the next one. Like, this isn't a remake. This is a brand new title, brand new adventure. And it's
over till the next sort of, you know, bigger, larger, non-chibi thing, I guess.
You don't play as Link. You play as Zelda. This is the Legend of Zelda game where you play as Zelda. She is the protagonist for the entire game. And it's,
oh my god! Okay.
It's like it would seem that the game starts at the ending of like, so the trailer plays out. You've got to watch this trailer. Zelda's been captured. Link shows up. There's like, I can't remember if it's Ganon or somebody else is there. I can't remember, but there's a bad guy there. He beats the bad guy, but then like cracks open up in the world, and then Link like Ganon or whoever it is gets sucked into this void, and then Link also gets sucked into the void. So it's up to Zelda to rescue Link and find out where he's gone, and it's so cool. She gets this big magic wand, and she can she has the ability to copy things, so she can like walk around the world. She sees a table, she can copy it. So you can use tables to like climb up and complete puzzles, or there's so many things in the world to copy apparently. You copy this, you copy that, and you can like copy enemies. So if you defeat an enemy, you then have a copy of that enemy, and you can summon them to fight for you against other enemies. And if you defeat them, you copy them, and then you can have like your own little army. Very cool. It's very sick. It gets a lot of screen time, but is it worth it? And then just to freaking make sure that both eyes had freaking tears in them, they announced the Nintendo Switch Lite Hyrule Edition. It is a freaking gold Nintendo Switch Lite, and it's beautiful. It's beautiful, and I'm gonna have to get it to go with all my other gold Zelda consoles, DSs, and everything. That's coming on September 26th. I'm excited, mate. I don't know if that came across, but at this point I was like, that's the thing that's gonna make me cry. I'm very happy. I'm very excited.
The console looks kind of nice.
Doesn't it though? They hate me. Then we got to look at Just Dance 2025 edition. Then we got a trailer for Lego Horizon Adventures. Just another one, basically like, hey, it's coming this holiday. Cool to see a PlayStation game on a Nintendo stage. Like the PlayStation Studios logo is right there on a direct. Never thought I'd see the day. But there it is. We also found out that the game Stray, about that cool cat, that's also coming to Nintendo Switch this holiday. Then we got to look at Tales of the Shire, a Lord of the Rings game. I hate farming games, but I love Lord of the Rings, so I'm in. That's coming holiday 2024. Ace Attorney Investigations Collection, that is coming September 6th. Looks really good. Pre-orders are live. Go get it. Then we got to look at The 100 Line, Last Defense Academy, from the guys that did Danganronpa. Looks really good. It's coming early next year. Then we got to look at a remake of Romancing Saga 2, Revenge of the Seven. That looked really cool. And then we get to it. We get to the thing that might have actually made me cry, mate. We get our first look at gameplay and everything for Metroid Prime 4 Beyond. And I was not ready. And a 2025 release year. We got the year, and I think they're gonna hit it. There's a lot of debate online, like, is what we've seen running on the new Switch hardware, is this a launch title? Is that why there was no date? Like, because all the developers are like, hey, we've been cooking. It's basically ready to go. You know what I mean? Like, we're ready to release it. We hope you're ready to play it. But
you've really worked on it for a little while, haven't they?
So long. But that's only because it's been 7 years since it was announced. But that's only because they had to scrap it halfway through, because the studio that was working on it, Nintendo, seen what they were doing and decided that, no, we're not going to release something that we don't think is worthy of release. We're going to just thank you for what you've done. We're going to try and do it a completely different. And I'm pretty sure that they basically got a whole bunch of people that worked on the original ones, and they sort of like got them in to sort of like bring it back from the ground up. And I'm not going to fucking lie, I'm looking at this trailer and I'm like, yo, Metroid's back. Like, holy crap, this looks like a Metroid Prime game. It doesn't look like... Dude, it doesn't look like someone's gone, this is our interpretation of Metroid Prime. It looks like someone's gone, all right, well, we love the originals. We want to continue the franchise. Just do what they've done before, but let's make it better. And it looks so good. And they're like bringing in characters from like random offshoot. Just quickly, there's like, there was a time on the DS where we got a game called Metroid Federation Force, and a really stupid Metroid game where you just were a ball, and everybody wrote them off. Nobody gave a fuck. This trailer features a character from like a bounty hunter character from those random games. So if you're like a Metroid fan, you know who that character is. If you're not, you're like, yeah, mate, you didn't play the shitty DS games when there was nothing else coming out. Shame on you. But yeah, that was the Nintendo Direct, and because we have been numbering these things, man, 10 out of 10. I had a great time. Lots of great stuff there for me. I thought it was great. I like. Is it the best show they've ever done? No, but my God, did this show show me that even though we're at the end of a console life cycle, Nintendo don't give a fuck. They've still got shit in the barrel ready to go. They are firing on all cylinders and refuse to be forgotten about, and refuse to give us anything less than freaking excellence when it comes to their releases. Nintendo don't have, I feel like since the Switch, Nintendo haven't had a year where I've gone, man, they didn't really do much this year. They just keep popping off all the time. Popping off. So good.
You're not wrong. It's almost annoying. Like, it's
yeah, I know.
Delivering bangers. And being able to play Zelda in the Legend of Zelda game, that's crazy.
Can't wait, man. People online were like, this is a terrible name. And I'm like, I thought, wait, what's the naming it? Echoes of Wisdom. I'm like, oh, man, I don't think Echoes of Wisdom is a bad name at all. And then you read down and it's like, it should be called The Legend of Zelda, The Missing Link. I'm like, yeah, better name. That's such a better name. That would have been great. That would have been so good. Oh, man. But, you know, we live, we learn. The sequel to this will be called Missing Link.
Is there a game called The Legend of Zelda?
The original, yeah. It's just called The Legend of Zelda.
Maybe they should have called this just like Legend of Zelda without the. You know, like just like bring it all the way back.
Mate, that would have been so good.
Mainstream media thinks this game is.
Oh, that would have been so good. The Legend of Link. Where the fuck did he go? Let's find out. Oh, cannot wait. Nah, great direct, great time, good time. But no, mate,
love it.
So good. Well,
hang on, one question.
Mm-hmm.
What was the best showcase of E3?
What was the best?
Yeah, like, what was your highlight? Well, maybe it was the best moment. Probably a better way of putting it.
What was the best moment?
Yeah, I mean, you can be whatever you want. Best showcase, best moment. Like, what was the highlight? You know, if you could think back on this year in 20 years' time, what's the one thing that'll shine through? It's probably a very broad question.
Mm-hmm.
You can answer it next week if you want.
Yeah, but the answer will be different next week. That's the thing. Look, I think the best showcase we got was Xbox, purely because they needed to have a good show and they delivered. Nintendo's like close second, but like I said, Nintendo is expected to. The thing is, I think the thing that like Xbox needed a good show and they gave us a good show, right? Nintendo could have given us a mediocre show because we're at the end of a console life cycle, but they didn't.
They'll rev us up later in the year or whatever.
They still popped off. You know what I mean? They still took it upon themselves to go, no. We will not go quietly into the night and get hyped up for a new console. This console is going out with a bang. We love this console. This console is like, it brought us back from the Wii U, for Christ's sake. Like, this console deserves a banger ending, and they're giving us a banger ending. Giving us things we've wanted for ages. Mario Luigi, a Zelda game where you play as Zelda, finally seeing the new Metroid, you know what I mean? We're getting, like, arcade classics, you know? Like, so good. Great. But, yeah, I think the Gears announcement and the Xbox Showcase were, like, the best. But, like, close second's got to be, like, the Metroid Prime announcement. That Zelda game is amazing.
Eating well, mate. Eating well.
We are eating so well. Well, mate, thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate it. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for listening, watching. We appreciate that. Remember, if you've enjoyed what you've heard, what you've seen, you can like and subscribe here on YouTube and follow us on podcast platforms anywhere. If you want to keep up to date with everything that Jack and myself are doing, OneUp are doing, you can head over to oneupgames.com. That's where you'll find links to everything, the Twitch, the YouTube, if you're not there already, website full of great content all the time. Link to the Discord if you want to talk even more video games with us and others who think just like you do, just like we do. Be sure to join the Discord. But that is going to do it from us this week, guys. Thank you so much for listening. We really do appreciate it. Until next time, may all of your games be good ones, and we will catch you guys next week. Bye, everybody.